This dark side of Brazil during the recession will shock you. As we all know, recession is the most difficult situation in a country. It led to unemployment for normal people, and that's the reason that people have suffered a lot. Most people have to lose their jobs. Brazil had to face a Great Depression once. This will shock you. Brazil's economy is expected to slow in 2023, and some predict that the Latin American country will enter a technical recession in the first half of 2023. Market experts are worried about the spending plans of Brazil's new president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. With high inflation and high interest rates, these plans are seen as a major threat to Brazil's economic stability. A recession happens when a region's economy grows very slowly for a long time. Gross domestic product, or GDP growth numbers, can be used to spot recessions. If the GDP of an economy goes down for 2 quarters in a row, this is called a technical recession. In the past, one of the main reasons a country went into a recession was that it had a restrictive monetary policy that included raising interest rates on loans. Most of the time, layoffs and unemployment go up during a recession. During this time, people buy fewer goods and services, and companies take steps to cut costs. Many sectors and regions go through recessions at the same time. The International Monetary Fund says that the recession in the United States, which has the largest economy in the world, happened at the same time as the most consistent recessions in the rest of the world. Since the start of the new millennium, Brazil has been through a number of recessions. Brazil's economy went into a slump after the global financial crisis of 2007-2008. The annual growth of GDP dropped from 6.1% in 2007 to 5.1% in 2008, and then it dropped to negative 0.1% in 2009. The 2008-2009 economic crisis in Brazil was caused by things outside of Brazil. At the time, the economic crisis in many countries around the world was slowing Brazil's export-driven growth. After a time when public debt and government subsidies went up, Brazil racked up too much debt to pay off. At the time, the situation got worse because commodity prices were low. Due to a slowdown in China's economy, the prices of iron ore and crude oil, which are 2 of Brazil's most important exports, fell to their lowest levels in 2015. After the COVID-19 pandemic started, Brazil's economy took a big hit. In 2020, the country went through a technical recession. In the last 3 quarters of 2020, Brazil's GDP went down from one quarter to the next. As of January 10, 2023, the Brazilian economy was not in a recession, according to official GDP data published by the Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística, or IBGE. Brazil's economy grew 3.6% year-over-year and 0.4% quarter-over-quarter in the third quarter of 2022, according to the latest GDP data. Comparing the third quarter of 2022 to the same time last year, all economic indicators such as agriculture, industry, services, investment, household consumption, and government consumption showed growth. The value of Brazil's exports of goods and services went up by 3.6% from one quarter to the next during the time period. In 2023, it'll be important to keep an eye on Brazil's political situation because there are signs that South America's largest economy is becoming unstable. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva's term as president of Brazil starts in early January 2023, and it got off to a bad start because of local stock and currency markets not trusting Lula's economic plans. The leftist president's plan includes putting social issues at the top of the list and expanding fuel tax exemptions, which Reuters says will bring in about $9.9 billion US dollars a year for the government. Reuters has said before that President Lula's government wanted to get rid of constitutional spending limits in 2016. These limits would have meant that government spending could only go up by as much as inflation. On Lula's first full day in office, January 2, 2023, the Brazilian equity benchmark Ibovespa index fell by more than 3%, and the Brazilian real fell by more than 1%. This showed that the markets were unhappy. Alright everyone, this brings us to the end of our video. If you guys enjoyed it and got some fresh out of it, make sure you subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to ring the bell icon for more videos like this.